Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.
Hello, and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Whiteside, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it. And we're always glad to have some of our local politicians come in and talk with us and give us updates. Let us know what's going on, not only in their district, but things that are going on in the parish. And so very glad to have Mr. Carlee Harding with us.
Yes, it's a pleasure being here. And thank you on HTV for giving me an opportunity to be here.
Absolutely, we appreciate that. Of course, Terrebonne Parish Council, District 2. Let's talk a little bit about how things are going in District 2. How are things for you guys?
Actually, weather is playing a big role in some of the complaints that we're getting.
Yes, sir.
Such as the sewage, drainage, tall grass. How we repair our roads. We still have the lilies in some of the bayous,
right?
Which is not just limited to District 2 because we have lilies all over the place.
But it's certainly an issue.
And being able to have a good relationship, which we are developing with DOTD, some state agencies, and that's why we have decided to actually do what I've done in the past, is constantly go to my constituents as I go out and about. But then on occasions I actually have one central location that we can have all the people because District 2 is so spread out.
Right.
So
it's one of the biggest, right, of all the districts.
Right,
that we
in
have
reference
here.
to if I have to travel it, I wouldn't say it takes a tank of gas, but then it takes some time.
Right.
So to try to get the people that are here in my district to actually be in a central location to get the information to them and for me to hear their voices.
Right, and so we're looking forward to this. I want to put up the flyer. I want you to know there's a town hall meeting that you can attend with Mr. Carlee Harding. And so he's going to present this town hall meeting. It's going to be on Monday, July 29th, 2024 at 6 p.m. It's going to be over at the Barry P. Bonvillain Civic Center in meeting room number 1. And of course, that's at 346 Civic Center Boulevard. And that's just a way to be able to do that. Thank you, Jason and Austin. We appreciate it to be able to do that. But why have the meeting? Why is it important to be able to kind of have this?
Well, my campaign as I ran is to bridge the gap.
Okay.
And if you look at the past flyer, some of this can be covered in this particular flyer, but then the presentation would be given at the town hall.
Sure.
So we want to bridge the gap between the inner city, the rural, and the suburbans, who I actually represent. My district, I guess I'm fortunate enough to actually have my district to be 50.3% blacks.
Okay.
And the other 49.7 is others.
Right, gotcha.
And so I think my background and my intent to actually bridge the gap in reference to so far as so much about color.
Right.
It's about rural people look at the city differently. And the suburbs in between the rural and the city, they also look at politics or how we govern or how they receive services from consolidated government. So that's different perspective. And then a lot of people don't have the inclination of how government is actually ran.
How it works. Let's talk a little bit about what area District 2 is, just so people are aware who they are and who you represent.
Well, first of all, I'm a councilman elected to represent District 2, but then again, I have to have the vision of all the Terrebonne Parish.
Sure.
And it incorporates right here in downtown area, going all the way up toward Highland Drive.
Okay.
On the backside of Enterprise, behind Walmart. We stop from here. We jump all the way up to Linda Ann Street.
Okay.
Going all the way to the Thibodeau.
Wow.
Right.
So it's a large area. Go ahead.
Yeah, and we cross over We get the Levittown area, portions of Ellendale.
Right, in between 24 and 311.
Right in that area. And then coming from on the Gibson side, north by Black side.
Okay.
From the Hanson Canal going down to Carroll Street.
Wow. Okay. Well, and so for me, that's very telling about how large that really is. I knew it was big. I didn't realize how big.
Yeah, and I think the denseness of the population, I guess you can say, within the inner city has depreciated a little bit because of the high rise. And that's basically elderly and physically challenged people.
Right.
And the other most dense populated area would be in the gray area going north.
Right, which that's one of the more growing areas where we see it's more populated. It's getting more populated, kind of following that the twin spans that.
So you follow the twin span, but then it's also because of the dynamics and insurance possibilities that problems that we have in here. People moving off the coast to
a little more north, right,
higher ground.
Sure.
So we have had some increase up there. Say, for instance, we looked at a particular recreation district in that area. They went from about $700,000 collecting off a millage to probably a little more, like 1.2, because of the growth that's there. So when
the volume of people.
Yeah. Okay. So when we go into how we economically grow, we actually help out our ability to create better recreation, create more programs for those people that's actually in these areas. We're working on something to deal with sewage problems all over the Terrebonne Parish.
Right. And so a lot of those things. So I appreciate that. I think demographically that gives us a picture of what we're dealing with, and it kind of reminds people this is what we're talking about. And you are District 2. And if you're District 2, come out to this town hall. And so, Mr. Carlee, we're going to take a short break. We want you to do that with us. We're going to take a quick break here, but when we come back, I want to tell you a whole lot more about this town hall meeting and some of the things that you can learn from Carlee Harding and what they're doing. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Heating up, and so are the deals at AJ Doman Chevrolet, where you get a 2024 Silverado Crew Cab for $38,990 with your 2010 or newer trade. Don't miss out on these great deals happening now at AJ Doman Chevrolet. Let our friendly staff help you with your next new or used car purchase here at AJ Doman Chevrolet at the foot of the Morgan City Bridge in Berwick.
Hello, and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Whiteside, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it. Very glad to have with us again, Mr. Carlee. Thank you so very much for joining us.
Well, again, thank you.
Yes, sir. And so again, I want to tell you that Mr. Carlee Harding, a District 2 representative, is going to be having a town hall meeting. I want to put that flyer up and let people know what they can expect. The town hall meeting is going to be Monday, July 29th, 2024 at 6 p.m. at the Barry P. Vaughan Civic Center in meeting room number 1. And it's at 346 Civic Center Boulevard in Houma, of course. But there are 4 areas here that I think is important to you. Tell us a little bit about why the flyer has that.
Well, we're going to have members from consolidated government. And then you look at that, it says we have to find the leaking. You see here, we have the little balloon that's there.
Right.
And that little balloon represents the fact that when information goes out, and a lot of folk that are within my constituency, they have bad information.
Gotcha.
Bad information is worse than no information at all.
That is correct.
So we're going to present some things that are there that we can get the information out there for them. The other one,
top right,
would be most oftentimes people look at it from I'm the rural area. The people in the city don't worry about us. So it goes back to the information. This is why we do this. This is how we do that.
Right.
The other one, the bottom left. The bottom left is basically we want to take the politics out of the living in Terrebonne Parish.
Right.
We have to have the concerns of the people, and oftentimes because I'm bridging the gap, not only because I have a 50-point 3% advantage in reference to black people in case to others, but we have personalities, Republicans and Democrats.
Sure.
All of these people, they have their egos, and you have to get in between those people to understand that, we are founded on moral values.
Right.
We are founded on patriotism. So therefore, I believe in God. I believe in treating my fellow man right. I believe in feeding the hungry, giving housing and shelter to the others. So we don't need to be fighting about what party has more significant impact over the other.
Gotcha.
And finally, the results of this carnal right would be the fact that all of us are in the same parish. We're all people of the same parish, and I promise you, it is my job, I feel, to actually make sure that everybody in Turbine Parish is taken care of.
Okay. And so one of the things really important, kind of roll through the agenda with me, if you don't mind. We start in prayer, much like you said, right? All good things should start and end in prayer. But once we do that, tell us a little bit about the people that are going to be there. We have some state legislatures that'll be there, right?
Yeah, I have a good relationship with Senator Mike Feasy.
Right.
And I actually extended that, and we don't want to make it too long. But, he has some things that he wants to do.
Right.
Miss Jessica Doman, we've had several conversations. I think she has taken the opportunity with our relationship that we've had. We're going to work on DOTD and our relationship with DOTD.
Okay, very good.
Oftentimes it seems as if we passing the buck.
Right.
Miss Amity, Borough Amity, we've actually had several conversations, and part of my district that she represents is the gray area and above. So plus we're good friends.
Right.
Her husband is the chairman, I'm vice chairman of the council. So we want to have them there, but then there are other areas that we actually want to target.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about what TETA is going to bring to the table.
What TETA is going to bring to the table, where a lot of people out there, they want to do business and have these small businesses to achieve. TETA lends that assistance.
Right.
And a lot of people don't know the jewel that we have in TETA.
Yeah, they're fantastic. We realize it.
Right. So, we want to get the information, let them know they're available, and we have meetings. They have meetings that we attend, and the opportunities are out there, and we're just presenting.
I want to do that. What about housing and human services issues?
Housing and human services, we have Kelly Vinaldo that's, very, very affluent in her duties and stuff like that. Has a lot of knowledge about the high-rise, Section 8, Senator Circle, some of the circumstances that there people don't have a lack of knowledge of.
Right.
We want to get that out there, get the questions from the people, and actually try to get the answers back so they can have a better understanding of it.
Especially with all the post-Ida stuff, because it's still making an impact in our area. Some of the purchasing issues?
The purchasing issues, after the hurricane, I had a guy come to me and said, well, look, man, we can't get this job, can't get that job. A lot of people in my community, they want to get jobs through the parish and contracts, and say, well, this person get the contract, that person don't get the contract. We have RFP. RFQ is a different way of doing this.
There's a process.
There's a process. We want to actually let them know what is the process.
Right.
And this actually works with TETA.
Right.
TETA actually kind of
helps coordinate those.
Right. So if you not in order here with purchasing, you can get in order because TETA have classes.
Because they'll do that.
Right.
Solid waste and public works, both areas that are going to be covered, addressing some of the issues with like the sewage, like you mentioned, and with the issues with some of the public works, right? Vegetation control that we know during the summer where we're having those issues. And again, I like the fact that you're bringing in some of the state legislative help, because sometimes we need that help on a state level as well, because the state roads we don't have any control over.
Definitely.
And that's what people need to understand.
Right. And we want a relationship, and we want to and it's not so much to bash the consolidated government, not so much to bash me or any other people. We here to help. We're representing the people.
Right.
So let the voices be heard, and we want to let everybody know what we're doing.
Right. And quite frankly, public comments and concerns are certainly going to be a part of this. We want to let people know that's on the agenda to be heard. So again, want to let you know to come on out. Again, put the flyer up real quick. Town hall meeting Monday, July 29th. Mr. Carlee Harding will be presenting that. He is District 2. It's in Meeting Room 1 at the Civic Center.
And I also want to add, we bring it to you.
I got you. Appreciate it.
We bring it to you.
Thank you, Mr. Carlee. All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment, but don't go anywhere. A lot more right here on HTV.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bourke, know your rights.